Welcome back, everybody. It's Seth Arts here, and today, you got to excuse me if I sound a little strange. I just came back from a deep meditation, and usually, when I go into my deep meditations, I don't know. It's just how I sound when I come back. But yeah, been gone for a minute, but we're back to regroup. I hope many of you have been going into your meditations and doing your travels and picking up your information from your inner realities and outer realities as well. And yeah, what I want to talk about today is really to reinforce the idea of to people to stop trying to fit into this world with this world's reality of what's being projected by the media or any of these outlets. A lot of people, I talk to a lot of people all the time, and a lot of people always tell me that life is difficult, life is hard, and life is only difficult if you're trying to fit into this system. That's when life becomes difficult. I talk to so many people and they say, yeah, life is hard. We got to fight the system. We got to fight the system. There's nothing to fight. What are you fighting the system for? The system is not there to fight. If you want to so-called fight the system or break the system, very simple. Just stop playing in the system. That's it. Because you can't win. And I'm not saying that to make people feel less empowered, but you're trying to fight something that you were never a part of its creation. So this is why I laugh when I hear some speakers and they go into, yeah, we got to get back to the country of our forefathers and we got to get back to the way it used to be. These people did not have any of our best interests in any formation of any country. So forget about forefathers, talking about forefathers and trying to get back to the way America used to be and all this other stuff, because it was never meant to be liberating for us. It was never meant to be a place where we could be who we really want to be. It's always been a system of control from day one. And the only thing that has changed really is simply the facade or the imagery that, or the different names they use to make us believe that we're more free. So it's never been a system based on trying to be free. So forget about trying to fight the system. Very simple. Just don't take part in it. And right there, you already won most of the battle, at least half the battle anyway. Yeah, stop trying to fit in. Because when you try to fit into this system, every time you think you've made it to the so-called point of your, I don't know what you want to call it, let's say, I can't think of the word right now. But when you think you've reached a certain level or a goal that you're trying to get to fit in, that's what I wanted to say, to fit in, there's always going to be something else that, I don't just say so-called government or people, whoever you want to call these names, people in charge, people who you think are running the show. There's always going to be something else for them to put forward to make you feel inadequate about, or make you feel like you don't fit in. So there's always going to be something. That's why I tell people, man, it really is the time, and many other people have said it, and I have to say it now. And the reason I have to say it is not because other people were saying it. True information is true information. And we say things all the time. People say, don't kill each other. We're not going to stop saying it because someone else said it before. We have to keep pushing these ideas. Get back to nature. And it really is true. This is the time for people to start going back to nature. And going back to nature simply means going back into yourself. Because we are nature. We are nature. And getting back out into nature and the so-called outside world This will help you reconnect. There's always going to be something. This is what people need to wake up and realize. There's always going to be something else that has you chasing after this. It's like a cat chasing his tail. He never catches it. Well, some do. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, man. There's always going to be something. So you work hard, right? Say you work hard. There's a new car. You want that 2012, you want that 2012 car. Or that 2013. That's where we're at now. Fake time. You want that 2013 Lexus or whatever it is. And you work hard, you struggle, blood, sweat, and tears, going to work every day. You finally get that paper that you're chasing after. You finally get that car. And guess what? The moment you drive it off the lot, they're already making the 2014 car. Well, it's already made up, actually. So now, the moment you drive off the lot with your new car, you're thinking you're the man or the woman, whatever. Here comes the next 2014 model with 10 more things added that the 2013 model doesn't have. And now you're feeling like, damn, what am I going to do now, man? Same thing with these phones and all this technology. I'm not against technology because obviously it has a purpose because I'm communicating with a lot of people right now, and it does have purposes. That's why I don't understand some people, man. They'd be like, yeah, we don't need technology. Get off of technology. But they're telling you to stop using technology, but they're giving you a message through YouTube, which is using a form of technology. So it's not about, of course, we can't get hooked on technology to the point where we're addicted to it and we can't be without it, but at the same time, it does have a purpose. And time moves on. We have to see, that's the whole thing. Going back to nature is important, and we all need to go back to nature. But we also, at the same time, need to advance ourselves and move along with the times. Especially if we have technology that can benefit us. And I'm not talking about technology as far as hooking your brain up to the internet and all this kind of stuff. I mean, just simple media like this. You got these phones and things that you could communicate with. I'm not against technology at all because it serves a purpose. Yes, I do enjoy the fact that I could contact my family across the world in a moment and not have to depend on a mail system and waiting a month, 2 months to get a response back from somebody. So, yeah. But, yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, you got to get back to nature. Oh, that's what I was saying, yeah. But get back to nature doesn't mean to live in the Stone Ages. See that? And that's the thing a lot of people feel to realize. I hear a lot of people say, yeah, we got to get back. We got to go back to the way we used to be. Yes, we can go back to the way we used to be, but that doesn't mean as far as living, out in tribes and all this kind of stuff. We can still maintain a way of life where we can advance ourselves, but advance along different trains of thought. Advancement as far as going into deeper realms of thinking, tapping into our other abilities, and tapping into some of the forces that this is what makes me laugh, right? A lot of people call so-called people from just say 1,000 years ago, they call them primitive. And I went into one of my deep meditations recently, and I was in contact with my inner self. And when I contact my inner self, it usually takes me through some journeys, and it passes information along to me. And the reason I said it, because it's not a man or a woman, it's sexless, but it can take on a form depending on my mood or its mood, or at the time or whatever, how I feel I want it to project. It knows my feelings, so if the message can be pushed through clearer to me in the form of a woman, it'll take the form of a woman. If it will be pushed through clearer to me in the form of a man, it'll take the form of a man. The sexes are not important. Sometimes it might take the form of an animal. That's just the way it rolls, And the message in that form, if it's the form of an animal, it's a message that's not meant to be broken down into words, because verbal vocabulary and language is the lowest form of communication. So sometimes it'll take that form of an animal just to get a deeper message across, where I really have to focus, because listen to words is kind of lazy. So sometimes it'll just push thoughts to me, or sometimes when it comes to me with messages, it's not even a form of, there's no communication. It just shows me imagery, and I have to decode what the message means to me. And if we both saw the same message, it'll have a different meaning, depending on whatever so-called level you're at the moment. But back to what I was saying. It took me on a journey, and it's giving me some info. Now, I'm not going to give you everything that it told me, because that's for me to know, and for you to go into your own inner selves and inner realities to find out. And also at the same time, I don't like pushing thoughts into people, because I don't want people to have preconceived ideas when they go into their journeys. I want you to do your own journey, and then you come back and you can share what you've learned, and then we can put things together and see where the connecting points are. But basically, what it was telling me was that, and I'm just looking as I like to keep things, jot things down, just give you little pointers, that we are not an advanced civilization. A lot of people say this is the highest point of human civilization, even though we're not human, but yeah. And it told me that we are not at the highest point of civilization, for the simple fact of we're still using a monetary system, monetary value system with money. Why do we need money? I mean, really think about it. Basically, the most reason we need money is, well, people say for food and accommodation, but why are we even paying for that? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Why are we paying for food when we can get natural food from the earth? Why are we paying for living accommodations when, if we all just simply pitched in and stopped being greedy, everyone could have their own home and have a place to be without having to pay for anything. But we mostly need money to buy materialistic objects. And why do we need these materialistic objects? Because they're being marketed as objects of desire by the media. So they put these things out here, and they make you feel less if you can't have it. So it's like, yeah, you got to get this new iPhone. And I'm not going to talk shit, because I got an iPhone now. But some people just get addicted, And as you know, once you buy a new iPhone, by the time you leave the store with it, the new iPhone's already coming out. They're already talking about the next iPhone. So it's like, there's no end to it. There's always going to be something else that you have to get. So you need to start detaching from this stuff. And back to what I was saying about primitive man, it was telling me that so-called primitive man was actually advanced man. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. It was the advanced man because only a man of knowledge would know that there's no need to lust after anything. Because what are you lusting after? A man of knowledge would know you don't have to lust after things because you're not taking anything with you. Basically, we're all renting things. We're not even really owning anything. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. We don't really own anything. Even the things you in your private possession that you think you have, the most you could do, or the least you could do, is pass it on to somebody else when you pass away. If you have family members, children, or whatever have you, you can pass those things on to them, and they can keep it, and they become the new renters of it, and they hold on to it. And then if they have no one to pass it on to, it simply becomes tossed into the trash, or ends up in some thrift shop somewhere, or in the back of some crackhead's car. Let me stop. But it's true, man. It really is true. We're just renting things. And once you start thinking about life from that perspective, you get a deeper understanding. Because you say, damn, it's true. I really don't own any of this stuff. I just have it temporarily while I'm here. And at some point, someone else will come along and pick it up if it doesn't get trashed. So the advanced man knew this. So there was no need for him to hoard things and carry things around and get so much into this materialistic realm. Another point that I picked up in my travels was, yeah, the advanced man will have expanded his consciousness to a level where he can live in the physical world, but also able to use his inner senses and cross over psychically into other realms at will. People think this is a game, man. I know a lot of people be laughing, and I'm gonna get on that in a minute. Just let me finish this with advanced. I gotta get on people who laugh. But hold on, let me finish this. Now, yeah, so the advanced man would be a person who can expand his consciousness to other levels. He can live in the physical world and cross into inner realities at will. He could create entire galaxies and realities, but he could also erase them from existence with the slightest thought. That's the power that we all have. And a person with these abilities will have no need to buy anything because they will know how to live off the land naturally in nature. The advanced person will no longer need to be dependent upon anyone because there isn't anything that he cannot manifest for himself except for the feeling of love from another person. Now that's all I'm going to give you for right now. And the rest, you got to go into your travels and get some more information. But yeah. So, this is what I be going into with the inner senses. I keep trying to tell people, you need to start. This is my new face from now on. When people come to me and they tell me things, and I've already told them the same thing 100 times, and they sit in front of me, they go, "Oh, I'm stressed. I don't know what to do." I just look at them now. I'm gonna call it the face. I give them the face. The face is this: "Oh, I'm stressed out. What should I do?" "Are you meditating?" "No, why I gotta meditate?" That's the face. That's what I'm gonna just do to them from now on. I'm just going. That's all I gotta say to them, man, because there's nothing more to say. Because they don't wanna better themselves. They wanna just keep complaining about life and complaining about things. And, "Oh, I'm stressed out. Meditating? No, why I gotta meditate? That's a waste. That's bullshit. Waste of time." The face. "Oh man, my body."